Have you ever noticed that some days you wake up feeling more tired than when you went to bed? Or maybe you find yourself getting dizzy out of the blue, even though you're just sitting down, reading the morning news, or watering your favorite flowers in the garden. It's moments like these that can catch us off guard. They can feel like nothing more than small annoyances, things we might just shrug off with a smile and say, "Oh, that's probably just age." But today, I want to share something important. Those little signs might be more than just everyday tiredness or the natural course of aging. They could be gentle whispers from your body, hints that your blood pressure is quietly creeping up. You see, high blood pressure, or hypertension, doesn't always announce itself with loud, obvious symptoms. In fact, it's often called the silent killer because it can hide behind the scenes, causing real harm before you even realize it's there. That's why today, I want us to sit down together, like old friends sharing a cup of tea, and talk about 5 simple but important signs of high blood pressure that you might be ignoring without even realizing it. Because taking care of your heart and your health isn't just about numbers on a blood pressure monitor, it's about listening to the small changes in your body and acting with gentle, caring attention. Let's begin with the first sign that often goes unnoticed: feeling more tired than usual. Now, I know we all have days when we're a little more worn out, but if you find yourself feeling exhausted even after a good night's sleep or a day of light activity, it could be a clue that your heart is working harder than it should. High blood pressure puts extra strain on your arteries and your heart, and over time, that can leave you feeling drained. It's like trying to drive a car uphill all the time. The engine has to push harder, and it uses up more energy. So if you notice that simple tasks like walking to the mailbox or doing some light housework make you feel more wiped out than usual, it might be worth checking your blood pressure and giving your heart a little more care. Moving on to the next sign, headaches that seem to come out of nowhere. I know what you're thinking. Headaches are so common, right? But here's the thing. While occasional headaches might just be from stress or tension, persistent headaches, especially ones that feel like a tight band around your head, can be a quiet sign that your blood pressure is rising. You might feel it as a dull ache in the morning, or maybe it's a throbbing pain that settles in the back of your head or behind your eyes. It's easy to brush it off as just another sign of getting older, or maybe even dehydration. But don't be too quick to dismiss it. When your blood pressure goes up, it can increase the pressure inside the small blood vessels in your brain, causing these headaches to appear more often than you'd like. So if you're reaching for that bottle of pain reliever more often than you used to, it might be time to take a closer look at what's really going on in your body. Now, I want to share a third sign that might surprise you: shortness of breath, or that feeling like you just can't catch your breath. You know, like when you're walking up a short flight of stairs and suddenly feel like you're out of breath, even if you've been active and healthy all your life. It's one of those feelings that can sneak up on you, and it's easy to blame it on getting older or being out of shape. But high blood pressure can make it harder for your heart to pump blood effectively. And when that happens, your lungs and muscles might not get all the oxygen they need. So you end up feeling winded more easily than before. I want you to remember, it's not just about how old you are or how much you've exercised. If you're noticing this more and more, your body could be sending you a gentle but urgent message to pay attention. As we talk about these early signs together, I hope you're not feeling alarmed. My goal here isn't to make you anxious, it's to help you feel empowered. Because when we understand what's happening inside our bodies, we can take small, meaningful steps to protect ourselves. And trust me, you're not alone in this journey. There's so much we can do to keep our blood pressure in check, from small lifestyle changes to working with a trusted doctor or nurse. But the first step, and maybe the most important one, is to simply listen to what your body is telling you. When we pay attention to how we're feeling each day, the little aches, the sudden tiredness, the breathlessness, it's like giving ourselves a check-in, a chance to notice what might be changing. And it's a gentle reminder that even in our 60s, 70s, or 80s, we still have the power to take care of our hearts, to feel good in our bodies, and to keep living with joy and purpose. So take a moment right now to check in with yourself. How are you feeling today? Have you noticed any of these small changes? If you have, don't brush them off. Take them as a sign that you deserve a little extra care and attention, because you do. Your health and well-being matter every single day. As we wrap up this part of our conversation, I want you to feel encouraged and hopeful, because while these signs might be easy to ignore, once you know them, you can do something about them. You can take small steps, make gentle adjustments, and feel confident that you're taking care of yourself in the best way possible. As we continue our gentle chat today, let's keep in mind that these small signals from our bodies are not something to fear. They're gentle nudges, reminders that we're still here, still able to take care of ourselves and make the changes we need to feel better every single day. And the next sign I want to share is something that can be so subtle you might not even notice it at first. It's blurry vision or changes in your eyesight. Now, I know many of us have lived with reading glasses or bifocals for years, and it's easy to think that a little bit of blurry vision is just part of getting older. But if you start to notice that your eyesight is changing more suddenly, or that things just aren't as crisp and clear as they used to be, it could be your blood pressure talking to you. High blood pressure can actually damage the tiny blood vessels in your eyes. When those vessels get stressed or inflamed, your vision can become blurry, or you might even see spots or floaters dancing across your line of sight. It's one of those signs that can come and go so quietly that you might not think to connect it to your blood pressure. But your eyes can be like a window into your overall health, and when they're sending you these signals, it's always a good idea to listen. The next time you're reading your favorite book or checking your garden from the window and notice things are a little fuzzier than usual, pause for a moment. Let that be a gentle reminder to take care of your blood pressure, just like you'd take care of a tender plant that needs a little extra water and sunlight. Now, there's one more sign that often goes unnoticed, and that's feeling dizzy or lightheaded. Have you ever stood up from your chair or your cozy armchair after a good conversation with friends, only to feel a little wobbly on your feet? Maybe you've brushed it off as standing up too quickly or feeling a bit dehydrated. And sometimes that's all it is. But if you find yourself feeling dizzy more often, or if that lightheaded feeling lingers longer than a moment or two, it could be a sign that your blood pressure is higher than it should be. Dizziness happens because when your blood pressure is too high, it can mess with the flow of blood to your brain, making you feel off balance or even a little bit unsteady. And I know it can be easy to tell yourself it's nothing. But the truth is, taking a moment to notice how often this is happening can help you catch high blood pressure before it becomes a bigger problem. So, if you find yourself needing to steady yourself on the back of a chair or holding onto the railing a little tighter than you used to, don't just chalk it up to getting older. See it as your body's way of asking for a little more care. There's something so comforting in knowing that our bodies will always find ways to communicate with us if we're willing to listen. As we talk about these signs together, I want you to feel that you have the power to make a difference. Because you do. High blood pressure doesn't have to control your life or steal away the moments of joy and peace that you deserve. It's something we can manage, step by step, choice by choice. Maybe it starts with drinking more water each day, or making sure you're getting enough rest each night. Maybe it's taking a few extra minutes each day to move your body, even if it's just a gentle walk around the living room while your favorite song is playing. Or maybe it's simply making that phone call to your doctor to check in and see how you're doing. Each small step is a way of saying to yourself, I care about my health and I'm not going to ignore these gentle whispers anymore. And remember, there's no need to feel overwhelmed. We're not aiming for perfection here. We're aiming for progress, for small changes that add up to big results. Your health journey doesn't have to look like anyone else's sits yours, and that's what makes it special. I want you to picture this journey like tending to a beautiful garden. Maybe there are a few weeds that have popped up, or a few flowers that need a little more sunshine. That doesn't mean the garden isn't worth it. It just means it needs your gentle, loving attention. Your health is like that garden worth every bit of care and intention you can give it. So as we continue this conversation, take a moment to check in with yourself again. How are you feeling? Have you noticed any of these signs in your daily life? If you have, I hope you feel encouraged to take action in your own gentle, steady way. Because every time you do, you're planting seeds of wellness and peace that will blossom for years to come. Let's keep moving forward together. We've covered some signs that might have surprised you, and maybe even opened your eyes to some small changes you've been noticing. And that's such a powerful thing. Awareness is the first step to transformation. You're doing something amazing just by being here and listening, and I'm so glad we're on this journey together. As we carry on this gentle, heartfelt conversation, I want to remind you that you're doing something powerful just by being here and listening to these words. You're showing that you care about yourself and your well-being. And that's the first step toward feeling healthier and more vibrant every single day. Let's lean into this last part of our talk today, where we'll explore the final sign that your blood pressure might be higher than it should be, a quiet but persistent ringing in your ears. Now, you might be thinking, oh, that's just the ringing that comes and goes, maybe from too many years of loud music or the natural creaks of an aging body. But here's something you may not have known. When your blood pressure is elevated, it can actually put pressure on the delicate blood vessels in your ears, causing a subtle ringing or even a pulsing sound. It's called tinnitus, and while it's not always caused by high blood pressure, it's one of those small signals that deserves a little more attention. Imagine you're sitting quietly in your favorite chair, maybe reading a book or just resting your eyes for a moment. Suddenly, there it is, a faint ringing that seems to come from nowhere, like a distant melody only you can hear. It might feel harmless, even a little annoying, but it's worth noting because sometimes that soft ringing is your body's way of saying, slow down, take a breath, and check in with me. These tiny sounds can be so easy to ignore, but when we pause and listen, they can tell us so much. They're like a gentle bell ringing to remind you that your body is always communicating with you, even in the quietest moments. And the beautiful thing is that when you start listening, you open up the door to better health and peace of mind. Now, as we bring all of these signs together, the tiredness, the headaches, the blurry vision, the dizziness, and the ringing in your ears, I hope you see that none of them need to fill you with worry or fear. Instead, think of them as gentle invitations to care for yourself more deeply. They're signals, yes, but they're also opportunities to slow down, to check in, and to take simple steps to support your body and your heart. Because the truth is, high blood pressure doesn't have to control your life. It doesn't have to steal away your joy or your energy. When you notice these signs and take action, you're giving yourself the chance to feel better, to move with more ease, and to live each day with a little more lightness and comfort. And let me tell you, there's so much beauty in that. There's so much strength in choosing to care for yourself, even in the smallest of ways. Whether it's choosing to take a short walk each day, to swap out the salty snacks for something fresher, or to simply take a few minutes to rest and breathe, these little choices add up. They build a foundation of health that carries you through the days and the years ahead. I know that sometimes it can feel overwhelming, especially when it seems like there's so much to think about. But remember, you don't have to do it all at once. Start small. Start with one gentle change today, and let that be enough. Because even the smallest step forward is still a step in the right direction. I hope you feel encouraged by everything we've shared today. I hope you feel a sense of possibility, a little spark of hope that reminds you just how resilient and wonderful you truly are. Your health is not just about numbers or symptoms, it's about how you feel in your heart and soul. It's about waking up each morning with a little more energy, a little more comfort, and a lot more peace. And if you've noticed any of these signs in your own life, I encourage you to talk to someone you trust, a friend, a family member, or your doctor. There's power in sharing what you're experiencing, and there's so much support waiting for you when you're ready to ask for it. You deserve that support, and you deserve to feel your best. Before we finish today, I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these gentle signs in your own daily life? Have you found small ways to take better care of your blood pressure and your heart? If you feel comfortable, share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your story might just be the gentle nudge someone else needs to start their own journey toward better health. And if this conversation has been helpful to you, if it's made you pause and think, or if it's given you a sense of comfort and hope, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're building a little community here, one filled with gentle support, understanding, and practical tips to help you live your best life at any age. So here's to you. Here's to small steps, to gentle care, and to the beautiful, resilient heart that keeps you moving forward every single day. Thank you for spending this time with me. And remember, you are never alone on this journey. We're here together, always listening, always caring, and always ready to support each other in finding the path to health and happiness.